I'm Sonia, welcome to my channel, and I cannot believe that I'm actually doing this video. Those of you who've seen me before probably saw it last time in July, and we had a pretty good run. Pretty amazing things have happened, and then I guess I wanted to talk about procrastination and how it links to minimalism, hoarding, and perfectionism. And here we are in October. I took how many months? 3 at least, to solidly procrastinate, which is a thing that I do, and that is actually the reason why I believe I do have some authority to speak regarding that subject matter. However, I did experience quite tough period, especially when it comes to procrastination, not only in the past 3 months, but actually it's been a year, since October last year. I entered firstly a pretty heavy burnout that was manifesting through physical health, as it usually does. And then it took me months to recover physically from that burnout. And then I had like emotional and mental, I would not say burnout, it was just a reaction to it. And then somewhere in August, and that lasted for a couple of months, and then finally in August I actually figured out that I need to rest. And combine that with a bit of, I would say self-sabotaging fear of success, I ended up not recording this video for the time previously mentioned, like 3 months or so. But even when I had the first idea to do this video, I actually wanted to talk about something that I, in the following months, ended up reliving again. And that is that specific link that, and I have to do a disclaimer here because I think it's fair. I'm not a psychologist, and the way I will talk about this sort of leans upon psychological analysis. I'm not a psychologist. I have very, very little knowledge of psychoanalysis theory and psychology as a science. I am, however, a philosopher, and as you know, philosophers like to think about everything and question everything. And in most cases, if they are like me, they like to talk about everything. But I would not like to give you an impression that I am an actual authority. It's just, I am talking from my experience, and in that sense, no better authority than me to share the actual experience. So, the topic for today's video is the link between minimalism, hoarding, perfectionism, self-sabotage, and making order, I would say as well. Because I see that as a vicious, sometimes as a vicious and sometimes as a healthy circle that I keep falling into. And maybe some of you do too. If not, it could be a fun video to watch. So if you are interested in this subject, stay with me till the end. We will both be surprised because I have no idea. I did not prepare for this video. I just made a decision that I finally need to make it. So stay with me. Wish me the best, and I hope I will be able to convey this message properly and eloquently enough for you to understand my thoughts. If you're like me, and if you're not, I'm sure that you know people who are like me, you need to make order before you start doing things. And I started doing that when I was pretty young, pretty young, and I started, it's like a small OCD, but not really OCD. It's a preparation, and preparation is also something extremely important that I forgot to mention when I was talking about the terminology here. So preparation, procrastination, perfection, and minimalism. That's what we're going to talk about today. So to go back to the empirical laying out of the problem. So when I was really young, I started cultivating this habit of having to make everything in perfect order before I start working on a project, be it something as simple as, I don't know, doing homework. That's when I started developing this habit, or something more complicated as, let's say, painting the whole house, or I don't know, decluttering the whole house. And as I grew and this habit became part of my character, I would say, it became part of my personality as well. Although I do see big value in order, absolutely 100%, and I do see big value in preparation. I think it's in 99% of the time actual key to success. However, I noticed that I started using that as an excuse to not actually do the thing that I was supposed to be doing. And then that leads to procrastination. Especially if I know, if I'm doing something else, not if I'm doing something new, but if I'm doing something that I have a personal belief that I'm not really good at. Like, it's not necessarily something that I'm doing for the first time in my life, because that sort of, I get a kick out of it. But if I'm doing something that maybe I'm not super sure about the outcome or my capability, or even worse, if I have negative beliefs around it, then I would use preparation as an excuse to not do it because I have not prepared properly yet, and then that leads to full-on procrastination that is deeply rooted in the perfectionism behind of it all, right? I hope it made sense what I just said. So basically it goes like this, to simplify it. You need to do something and you like to prepare. You like to prepare the atmosphere, you like to prepare yourself, you like to prepare basically. And then you procrastinate, or you sort of delay the preparation, or you prolong the preparation until the point where it no longer has a point to actually do it, right? And then you end up procrastinating. And then that also leads to emotions like guilt and shame and everything else. And because I started doing these videos on minimalism, and the procrastination is something that, like, just like preparation is part of my character, procrastination is as well. It's like two sides of the same thing. I started noticing the link between hoarding and minimalism, and making order on one end of the things, and self-sabotage, procrastination, and preparation on the other end of the things. And I noticed how I actually sometimes hoard certain things as my tools for preparation. Agendas being the main one, or pencils, stationery basically. One of the ways I organize myself is through laying out plans. Like, I write out plans, I start planning on things, and then I need like a notebook to actually do it. And whenever I have an idea for a new project, I go get a new notebook. And I like to have just one. That's my ideal number of notebooks or agendas at the moment, because of the burnout, and I took a year off. I did work. When I say I took a year off, I probably ended up working like normal people do. I just did not overwork myself in the past year. I had a few clients, a few projects here and there. A few months were very tough financially on me. That's something that I will certainly talk about in some next videos. And because I had a lot of time, I had all these passions rekindled within me. I hope that's a proper expression. Rekindled, not sure. So for each passion that I had, I went on and bought a new notebook to lay out a plan how I'm going to work and dedicate myself to this old rekindled passion. And I just ended up with a bunch of notebooks that I do not use, and I have no idea what project or what notebook is for what project, and it's clutter now, and it annoys me. But because I live in Banat, like I previously told you, I cannot throw away a useful semi or not even at all written or used notebook. And I probably would never even think about it or even noticed it if it didn't happen in a way it did happen and in a way that it did unfold. And that is that I literally spent last 3 months reminding myself that I really need to do this video because, and I hope I'm not going too far with this statement, that other people now are expecting me to do this video. I felt responsibility. And I guess I also introduced a little bit of fear of success, or definitely self-sabotage. And I started doubting my ability to even do these videos. And then I justified that doubt and that wrong belief by reminding myself that I also need to prepare myself for these videos. And I was too tired. I did not have time to put makeup on. I did not like the weather. Kids were up. I was tired. I did not have time to put makeup. Not that many excuses, but I used a few interchangeably, whatever felt comforting, maybe a good actual choice of words at a moment, until I addressed the actual issue. And so this is a takeaway from today's video, is how did I end up recording this video? And I am fully aware that it's probably too complicated. I don't know if it will make sense, but I can tell you one thing: this video is going up. I'm going to upload it, even if it has bad audio, even if everything that I said had no sense at all, because sometimes, and consider this point number 1, you just need to do it. And it hurts me to even say it, but it is true. Sometimes it does not need to be perfect. Sometimes you need to do it even if you don't have time to prepare for it. Sometimes you just need to do it because it's never about just one video. It's about consistency. It's about doing the 50th, the 500th video, not about this one. Maybe in a few months, if I really honestly hope that I will, if I continue doing this consistently, I can always go back and delete this video if I don't like it, but I don't think I will. So point number 1, sometimes you really just have to do it, and that has been one of the methods that I use when it comes to beating procrastination. Now, the second one contradicts the first one, and you have to be very intuitive when deciding which method to use at what moment. So the second one is, sometimes you just need to let go and do nothing. Procrastinate intentionally. It's like a counterintuitive advice, but it actually works. It worked for me this time beautifully and perfectly. I gave myself permission to procrastinate. And in August, I gave myself permission to do nothing because it was just not about this video only. It was my whole life. I had a bunch of clients that were waiting upon me. I could not get myself to do it. And I said, okay. And trust me, I needed money in August more than I probably needed it in the last 5 to 6 years. I really needed money. We maxed out everything that could have been maxed out, because me not working for a year, it had financial consequences for our family. Still, that all being said and that all having happened, I gave myself permission to rest and literally do nothing. And as if somebody switched on a switch on September the 1st, my life and my energy levels went up again. I had new clients. I went back to a project, finished it all. Not all of it. Something, had to also be let go in the process. But I did manage to finish a lot, and I managed to get new clients, and things started moving on and up, and life was good again. It is still. But I did not do this video because, like I said, not every procrastination has the same cause. Sometimes procrastination is really only your body and mind and soul telling you to get some rest. And sometimes you need to work, and this is point number 3, on something that's inside of you. Sometimes you need to address the deeper issue, and figure out what is the actual problem. I did not do that specifically here because I knew from the get-go what was the problem, and I'm going to share the reason for procrastination, my reason for procrastination and for procrastinating this long on this specific video. I had, in my eyes, in my experience, massive success and massive growth. And I think I'm not saying this, I'm saying this as a professional. Apart from being a philosopher, I actually ended up, because, you know, being a philosopher in 21st century, who does that? I actually ended up becoming a brand strategist and a digital marketing specialist. And I'm saying this from a professional point of view. What has happened to me with the previous two videos, not quite common. It was exponential and it was substantial, the growth that happened. And I'm not stupid. I know that if I uploaded the third video, it would only go exponentially higher and, you know, like further. And I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. And I don't know if but, and this is point number 4. Sometimes you gotta do it even if you're not ready for it. And this is me doing it, knowing that I'm not ready for doing this, but I am doing it. And I don't know what will happen in months. Certainly, I don't think anybody at this point can anymore say what will happen based on the things that are happening right now and things that have happened in previous years. I don't know what's going to happen. But I came to one realization, and this is it's a change that happened within my character, that sometimes you just need to do what you know in your heart that you need to do. I'm doing my best to actually, you know, walk the talk these days. I know the theory and I know all of you know it as well. But sometimes it's not enough to know the theory. You actually have to do the practice. You actually have to do the thing that you know is right for you. And yeah, there are benefits to preparation. There are benefits to procrastination. It allows you to rest. It allows you something that is, and I'm probably going to talk about this as well in some future videos. There is a need that I believe we all have, that is, because of social media and the way we live our lives today, I think that need is not only forgotten, but sort of forbidden, and that is idle time. There is a beautiful word in English, I think it's derived from French. I'm sorry if I'm making a mistake here, but it's ennui. And it's like this, it's like the, you know, the phrase, Italian phrase, the sweetness of doing nothing. It's not even the sweetness of doing nothing. It's just, you know, doing nothing. And we forgot how to do nothing. And I think when we procrastinate, and let this be the last thought of this video, and I leave you with it to ponder on it and to actually contemplate and figure out how it fits your life. I think we have a need to do nothing, and I think we procrastinate or use the procrastination as an excuse to do nothing, to fulfill that need. And I also think that sometimes we hoard things to create fuel for procrastination, because we either end up doing nothing because we're too overwhelmed by the things we have hoarded, or we spend time making order because we have too much things, and or making order, decluttering, whatever you want. I'm the second group of people. There are probably a few more, but these ones I haven't identified. So what if, and this is something I will journal about definitely today, tomorrow, what if instead of hoarding things and making order and hoarding things and decluttering, what if we just allowed ourselves for a while to block an hour in a day, 5 minutes, 5 hours, doesn't matter, to actually do nothing and reconnect with ourselves, not with our phones, not with our social media followers, not with our peers, not with our colleagues, not with our work, not with our whatever, but actually reconnect with ourselves, not even our family. Although that would be nice to actually reconnect and connect with people that you live in the physical world with. So I spent August reconnecting with myself. I did not have this level of conscious awareness of it. I was left with nothing else to do but to do nothing, because I tried everything else. Nothing worked. I would appreciate your honest feedback. Not if the video was bad or good, please. Not that I don't care, but no. Instead, just tell me, do you procrastinate? That's number one. And also, if you have ever noticed any links between these notions like procrastination and minimalism and hoarding, and how it fits into your reality. And also tell me, like, I think it would be very nice if we share with each other tips and tricks on how do we beat, or how do you beat procrastination. I think that would be very valuable for all of us. And thank you. So one more thing, if you procrastinate, if you've been procrastinating, if you've been postponing anything in your life, this is your sign to get up and do it. But also it is your sign to be patient and very gentle with yourself, because sometimes we really do not know what is happening inside here and inside here, and sometimes it's not procrastination, it's you're like, it's desperate need for rest and fulfilling that need of doing nothing. So thank you. I hope you're still here. That I would like to know. If you are, please leave a comment, and I will do a video next week, I promise. Thank you. Bye.